No, he's going to be on site upstairs. We're just making sure we don't get in each other's way.
As long as you leave this clear and then walk in.
But yeah, I'm not coming across till the results.
So far. Yes. Apparently, yes.
Yeah, I should think so, yeah. But after Mrs. Hunt.
Right.
She hasn't come in yet. Well, that copper will come out. Gary, the little copper, keeps appearing.
Public men are proud to be the servants of the state. I was brought up in my father's house to believe in democracy. Trust the people. We are the masters of our fate. That the task which has been set us is not above our strength. That its pangs and toils are not beyond our endurance. As long as we have faith in our cause and an unconquerable willpower, salvation will not be denied us.
It's a proud thing to be given the office of Prime Minister of Britain. As for courage, character, I know the British people have these in full measure. Britain has been great, is great, and will stay great, provided we close our ranks and get on with the job.
I have only one thing to say. You turn if you want to. The ladies not for turning. I will not change just to court popularity. I am happy that my successor will carry on the excellent policies that in fact have finished with the decline of socialism and have brought great prosperity to this country, which have raised Britain's standing in the world and in fact have brought about a truly capital-owning democracy.
I believe that when our children and our grandchildren look back on this turbulent century, they'll look at those years from 1979 onwards and they'll say, these years changed the face of our nation and they changed the fate of our nation. And they changed them both for the better.
We campaigned for hope, not fear. We campaigned for change, not more of the same. And I am very proud this will be a new, modern Conservative Party in Parliament.
Ours is a great country. Our future is in our hands. Together, let's seize it. Together, let's build a better Britain.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chairman of the Conservative Party, Brandon Lewis.
Thank you. Good morning. And this morning marks the culmination of a contest that has shown the very best of our party. Our values, our ideas, our people and our organisation. A party that is fundamentally strong and united in its common purpose. To deliver for prosperity, opportunity, fairness and security for everyone in our United Kingdom. I've been hugely proud as chairman of everyone in our party throughout this election. The voluntary, the parliamentary and professional party working together to deliver a fair and an efficient election. We've held hustings in 16 towns and cities right across the United Kingdom, in every region and in every nation. Our candidates have covered some 3,000 miles, taken over 400 questions and answered hours and hours worth of questions in interviews, culminating in that fantastic event at the ExCeL just last Wednesday. And we have welcomed thousands of our party members and friends and family to hear directly from our candidates. And in a first for a political party, we held an online live hustings open to everyone in our country and indeed beyond. I want to pay tribute to the team at CCHQ in particular for running both the membership ballot and these fantastic hustings. And I also want to thank my parliamentary colleagues for their support through that process. In particular, the members of the 1922 committee, brilliantly led by Charles Walker and Dame Cheryl Gillan, who have been the returning officers throughout this process and have given us such an efficient, professional and effective start and run through this process. And to all of the members of the Conservative Party, thank you. Those members, our friends, our family and our colleagues have undertaken a solemn duty in choosing our next leader, who will be this country's next Prime Minister. They have engaged constructively, thoughtfully and positively in the process. A chance to choose our leader is a privilege, and I believe our party has risen to that task. And finally, I want to take this opportunity to say a thank you to our current Prime Minister, Theresa May, for her leadership of our party and our country over the last 3 years, something that was never going to be an easy task. And it is now paramount that we come together, that we unite as a party for our country, to deliver in the national interest, to get behind our new leader and our next Prime Minister, to deliver on the result of the referendum and to deliver for the whole of the United Kingdom. And we are a party that does that best when we are united. And that's a party that will be led by one of our two fantastic candidates that we have seen out on the roads over the last few weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeremy Hunt and Boris Johnson. And ladies and gentlemen, to announce the results of the leadership election, please welcome our returning officers, Dame Cheryl Gillen and Charles Walker.
Well, thank you, Brandon. Can I thank you and your team at Conservative Central Office for doing a fantastic job. It's been a team effort and shown the Conservative family at its best. And if I could make one plea as a backbencher, can we be kinder to the next Prime Minister than we've been to the current Prime Minister? So without further delay, I'm going to hand you over to the wonderful co-chair of the 1922 committee, Dame Cheryl.
Thank you very much, Charles. On the 24th of May, the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Theresa May, announced that she would be standing down as leader of our party on the 7th of June. And over the past 46 days, the 1922 committee organised 5 ballots of members of Parliament and then worked with the party chairman and the electoral reform services to present the final 2 candidates, so all qualifying members of the Conservative and Unionist Party could vote for our new leader. I want to echo Charles's thanks to Brandon and in particular to the party board and the party staff for all their sterling work on the hustings, and also the ERS, who have conducted a very professional operation, collecting and counting the votes from home and abroad. And also the 1922 executive, especially my co-chairman, Charles Walker, with whom it has been a pleasure to work, and at least we have brought equality to the top of the 1922 committee. Gender balance is important. And the officers of the 1922 committee, Sir Geoffrey Clifton Brown, Bob Blackman and Nigel Evans, all together here today, and our own parliamentary staff who have given up their spare time to help conduct what I believe has been a very successful election. Finally, I would like to thank all those party members who voted and those who stood in the election, and particularly my colleagues Jeremy Hunt and Boris Johnson, who, despite the challenges of a contest, run in the glare of press comment and public scrutiny, I believe have emerged as worthy candidates for the position of leader of our party. Now, I think you've all been waiting long enough, but in the honoured tradition, I'm going to ask my beautiful assistant to hand me the envelope for the announcement. It's called teamwork. I, Dame Cheryl Gillen, the Joint Returning Officer for the Conservative and Unionist Party leadership election, declare that the total number of eligible electors was 159,320. The turnout in the election was 87.4%. The total number of ballot papers rejected was 509. And the total number of votes given to each candidate was as follows. Jeremy Hunt, 46,656. Boris Johnson, 92,153. And therefore I give notice that Boris Johnson is elected as the leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, everybody. Good morning. Okay, right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Charles. Thank you very much, Brandon, for a fantastically well-organised campaign. I think it did a lot of credit, as Brandon has just said, to our party, to our values, and to our ideals. But I want to begin by thanking my opponent, Jeremy, by common consent, an absolutely formidable campaigner and a great leader and a great politician. Jeremy, in the course of 20 hustings, 20 hustings or husting-style events, it was more than 3,000 miles, by the way, it was about 7,000 miles that we did crisscrossing the country. You've been friendly, you've been good-natured, you've been a font of excellent ideas, all of which I propose to steal forthwith. And above all, I want to thank our outgoing leader, Theresa May, for her extraordinary service to this party and to this country. It was a privilege. It was a privilege to serve in her cabinet and to see the passion and determination that she brought to the many causes that are her legacy, from equal pay for men and women to tackling the problems of mental health and racial discrimination in the criminal justice system. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you here today, and obviously everybody in the Conservative Party, for your hard work, for your campaigning, for your public spirit, and obviously for the extraordinary honour and privilege that you have just conferred on me. And I know that there will be people around the place who will question the wisdom of your decision. And there may even be some people here who still wonder quite what they have done. And I would just point out to you that, of course, no one party, no one person has a monopoly of wisdom. But if you look at the history of the last 200 years of this party's existence, you will see that it is we Conservatives who have had the best insights, I think, into human nature, and in the best insights into how to manage the jostling sets of instincts in the human heart. And time and again, it is to us that the people of this country have turned to get that balance right, between the instincts to own your own house, your own home, to earn and spend your own money, to look after your own family, good instincts, proper instincts, noble instincts, and the equally noble instinct to share and to give everyone a fair chance in life, and to look after the poorest and the neediest, and to build a great society. And on the whole, in the last 200 years, it is we Conservatives who have understood best how to encourage those instincts to work together in harmony to promote the good of the whole country. And today, at this pivotal moment in our history, we again have to reconcile two sets of instincts, two noble sets of instincts, between the deep desire for friendship and free trade and mutual support in security and defence between Britain and our European partners, and the simultaneous desire, equally deep and heartfelt, for democratic self-government in this country. And of course, there are some people who say that they're irreconcilable, and it just can't be done. And indeed, I read in my Financial Times this morning, devoted reader that I am. Seriously, it's a great British brand. I read in my Financial Times this morning that no incoming leader has ever faced such a daunting set of circumstances, it said. Well, I look at you this morning and I ask myself, do you look daunted? Do you feel daunted? I don't think you look remotely daunted to me. And I think that we know that we can do it, and that the people of this country are trusting in us to do it, and we know that we will do it. And we know the mantra of the campaign that has just gone by. In case you've forgotten it, you probably have. It is deliver Brexit, unite the country, and defeat Jeremy Corbyn. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to defeat Jeremy Corbyn. And I know some wag has already pointed out that deliver, unite and defeat was not the perfect acronym for an election campaign, since unfortunately it spells dud. But they forgot the final E, my friends, E for energise. And I say to all the doubters, dude, we are going to energise the country. We're going to get Brexit done on October the 31st. We're going to take advantage of all the opportunities that it will bring in a new spirit of can-do. And we are once again going to believe in ourselves and what we can achieve. And like some slumbering giant, we are going to rise and ping off the guy ropes of self-doubt and negativity. With better education, better infrastructure, more police, fantastic full fibre broadband sprouting in every household, we are going to unite this amazing country and we are going to take it forward. I thank you all very much for the incredible honour that you have just done me. I will work flat out from now on with my team that I will build, I hope, in the next few days to repay your confidence. But in the meantime, the campaign is over and the work begins. Thank you all very much.
Johnson, are you happy with your new leader? Do you serve in his cabinet?
I think it was really good to see that we've got to this stage. We've been wanting this leadership election to conclude. There's a sense of energy now that we need to face the reality, look to conclude Brexit and get ourselves back on the international stage. So I'm really pleased.
Did you serve in his cabinet?
I hope everybody will be willing to serve in his cabinet. We need to lean in, be that pragmatic, that energetic party that the country expects to govern the country.
Well, I was supporting the other candidate, but they're both remarkable men, very different styles. Boris spoke very well. He could achieve great things. Now it's all about whether we can really all pull together, and that's important. Well, I think it is possible, actually. I think it really is possible. Yeah. Well, the country will take longer and will be harder, because the divisions on the whole question of whether we should leave the European Union are much greater. Within the Conservative Party, there's pretty widespread agreement that we should leave. That's about how it's done.
solid definition of British support for British interests, and they will see Britain, under his leadership, continuing to play a very constructive role in world affairs, including, by the way, on some of the issues I care a lot about, which is the environmental issues, the deforestation issue, the Arctic issues. Don't think the Arctic is not a major issue for Canada. It is for the whole of the world. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to, obviously got to get Brexit out of the way. But you're not a prime minister. A dog is not just for Christmas, and this prime minister is not just for Brexit. Let's look ahead. Let's look ahead.
So you remain signed. Your daughter also remains signed. But Boris Johnson, did you expect he will be a Brexiteer? And are you happy to see Brexit happen?
Look, I think whether I'm happy or not happy is almost irrelevant. And what the issue is, that's the way the country voted, and that is what is now going to be delivered. That's it. That's where we stand on this.
How do you see the no deal Brexit?
Well, no, we're ready for no deal. As I said, the issue now is for the European partners to realize that they will confront no deal, and it'll be probably worse for them than it is for us, unless they move on some of these key issues, like, for example, remitting the Irish backstop to a further discussion later. Don't tell me that we can't solve the Irish backstop. It doesn't need to be, right up there in the withdrawal agreement.
What the new thing will Boris bring to the UK compared with Theresa May? What's the new thing? Some people expect to have some magic power, but do you believe?
I'll tell you, a very nice question. A very nice question. Well, I think it's to do, in a way, with a sense of what is possible. I think that honestly, you could say, Brexit is not such a big deal. Look, in May 1940, or in August 1940, this country really did face a challenge. Well, come on, if we handled August 1940 and the Battle of Britain, don't tell me we can't handle Brexit. Let's get a sense of proportion here. Thank you very, very much.
Stanley, there's a lot of BBC Scotland.
What's that?
Is Brexit worth it if it leads to Scotland going through?
Well done. Thanks, Scott. No, I did.
Yeah.
Probably, as my old headmaster used to say, this will hurt me more than it hurts you. Anyway, they run. But it's no good. Sticking in the mud. And if they don't, well.
Can I just ask you about the work ethic question now? Because switching up to being Prime Minister, the red boxes, the endless demands on you, your son is going to take on a very heavy load now.
Well, yeah, I imagine someone said that to Ronald Reagan when he, what you mustn't forget is we do have a Rolls-Royce machine here in terms of the civil service, and we have, in the Tory party at least, an incredible array of really competent people, some of whom will become cabinet ministers. So don't think, what is the Prime Minister? The Prime Minister is primus inter pares, first among equal. And honestly, the one thing a Prime Minister has to do is to get other people to do the work. And I'm sure Boris could make a good shot at that.
Stanley, can I just ask you, which one of your sons are we going to get as Prime Minister? People in burqas look like letterboxes, or the open London mayor that people saw years ago?
Now, team...
Don't want to answer that.
Isn't it lunchtime? Do you think it's getting on for lunchtime?
I think we'll see where it gets.
That's what I was thinking. Look, if you actually look at Boris's ancestry, you look at it. You've got a great-grandfather who was the Sultan's last Minister of the Interior, and who could recite the Quran, or should I say the Quran? Have I got this right? Is it Quran or Koran? And no takers on this one? Anyway, he drew that before he was 5 years old. He got a French grandmother, which was my father. He got a Swiss. He got English. I tell you, there's a big chunk of English in this there too. So don't think that.
What would make you proud as a father? What kind of Boris would you like to see?
I'm very proud. That's fine by me. I'll stick at what I've got. I'm really, really fine. Totally proud.
How do you have any optimism when there's the same officer?
I just want to ask a thing.
I was making a joke, yeah.
Just go next to me, rather. Maybe one more. They're all gone. They're all gone? Yeah, they're all gone.
Everybody gone.
I hope so.
So if you need a help.
It's Jeremy Hunt.
All gone.
Where's he going?
Hey, Jeremy Hunt just walked off this way. Sandy Jarman walked off that. No, he got in the car. What's the young lady called? Home Secretary. She got in her car and went. And obviously the new PM is going to disappear at the back door because it's a threat now. So gone. And he would have gone out. Yeah. Gone, all gone, mate.
He must have been.
Yeah, when they were playing one of the other. It's French inside, I can feel the
It's all right. I think the important thing is Hunt that we've missed. Shit. People did come out of our
Yeah, of course I'm happy with the result. For Boris Johnson to win 2/3 of the membership is a tremendous result, especially on top of winning over half of the MPs in the Conservative Party. So I'm really delighted for Boris. This is a great platform from which to deliver Brexit, unite the country, unite the party, and defeat Jeremy Corbyn.
Could you work in Boris Johnson cabinet?
Well, of course I could, but I've no idea whether he'll ask me to join the government. But if he does, I'll think extremely carefully about whether I've got the talents necessary to do any job he might ask me to do, and in the way that he would want it done. All right, thank you very much. Hello. Boris is definitely very, very close. It seems to be priced in.
So with the same manager we have right now, because there's no majority for Assembly anyway,
I mean, we've got
Obviously, you're right. That's where I want to go and take some pictures and just sit
So living within our means, it's the right responsibility to do everything. Living beyond our means is always a great system. Well, that's it's not in the interest of the officer to say, we should end up living beyond our means. Your question is very Are you ABC?
It's not really meant to be.
It's not meant to be, but everyone was and that was even less complicated. Yeah, maybe it's not. I'd rather think back to what was that's something that I think
But was that?
We do. Yeah. Okay. You see everyone playing. I'll stay here.
Yeah.
we all go and help.
And I think that Boris bringing a new result, a new charisma to UK politics will make a difference. We're not trying to break the rules of physics here. We're trying to deliver promises of pensions and military. All that relies on it's not a question of I would say that that's the bit I don't understand.
I mean, I find it really weird with the passport. It's fine. I don't think it's very bad.